What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Nerdgasm. Please hear that correctly because I've been getting that a lot lately. Nerdgasm. So let's just make sure that you heard the channel name correctly. Rick and Morty is back, and episode 1 was amazing. Episode 1 was amazing until the end of the episode. But it's fine. The rest of it is still totally watchable. It's totally fine. If you're a scientist, then it's okay. First thing I want to talk about is the intro into the episode, because I would love to see them fighting some kind of weird, warped, mutate Morty head. That just looks awesome, and I would love to see that. On top of that, I really love how Pokemon Sword and Shield is branching out, and they have this Garlean Meowth form Morty. This, you know what, this was probably a lot of money from Game Freak. Also, come on, this game has been out for less than 2 months. How did they do this so fast? I love this show so much. I love this, I love it. Do you think if you chop off one goose head, 2 more grow back in its place? I'd like to think so. So they're going to pick up some death crystals, and I don't know if anybody remembers, but it's definitely reminiscent to the episode where as soon as they leave the house, Morty has to put seeds in his butt. Only in this case, Morty doesn't become super smart and then it completely fries his body at the end of the episode. In this case, he just becomes super addicted to the fact that he might be able to die with the girl of his dreams. Oh my god, I have never seen thirst this strong in my entire life. I think it's crazy how the crystals show them insane amounts of deaths just because the future's always changing. And at first I just thought maybe because he's in constant danger, that's why there were so many deaths, but it turns out
your future stems from your present, which if you're living right, keeps changing.
Yeah, Rick explained it, I appreciate that. Maybe if I just stop jumping to conclusions, the show will explain itself. And then you have Rick just grabbing the crystal, giving 0 fucks, which is amazing. And then there's the Pickle Rick stuff, so maybe we're gonna get more Pickle Rick? I don't know, there's a lot more deaths here, and obviously the amount of time that I've spent talking about these death scenes, you can look at them yourself and see what else you see. I trust you guys, you're grown up, I believe in you. But other than the Pickle Rick one, I really do like this one here that looks like they're about to go off a cliff like Evel Knievel. And I don't know, maybe someone on the show is a fan of Evel Knievel. It's always funny how you have this crazy stuff happen with the crystals and then they get attacked and you're thinking, oh man, it's gonna be a fight scene. And you're like, no, it's not. Rick is definitely gonna wreck everybody. You just see it coming. You don't really feel the fear anymore because Rick is so overpoweredly prepared for everything that it's just non-consequential. But when Rick finally does die and it's completely Morty's fault and he leaves so that he can go and keep trying to get the future that he ends up with Jessica, they have another callback to other episodes. And even though this Rick seems to have turned off his cloning resurrection experiments, other Ricks haven't, and he starts bouncing around universes, coming back in different clone bodies, which is epic because you know what? It just isn't a Rick and Morty episode unless you have some political nonsense in it. And it's hilarious that Rick has all this political BS constantly happening to him, while Morty is having the stereotypical Rick and Morty adventure. You can definitely see that the politics have messed this Morty up, because I want to say all work and no play makes Morty a fascist, but really they were just kind of trying to prove a point, and I'm okay with that.
You will go where I want you to go!
And then after he comes back in that fascist place, he ends up coming back in another fascist place, except this time he's a shrimp, which I find hilarious, and I have dubbed this Shrick. I regret nothing. You also gotta love the fact that while he keeps bouncing around these fascist universes, as I mentioned before, Morty still just having a lot of fun, and Rick, not so much. Something that also got me a little bit tangled up, because I found it hilarious, but also, like, you're better than that, come on, was when Morty was in class and on the board, first of all, there's 2 dicks on the board. Those are dicks, come on. Infinity equals D sperm, come on, that's just hilarious. And then you have 1 ass plus 1 ass equals 2 asses. And the math on this board is ridiculously great. What is this? Come on, really? Math, N equals bears. I love this show so much. I can't even hide it. The show's amazing. And I know I should feel childish for laughing at this stuff, but I just don't. And I feel like I'm not the only one. And speaking of things that I found hilarious other than this entire episode, fascist Care Bear Rick, that was great. That was fantastic. That was amazing. And honestly, props to Rick for just taking the KO. He was not having this anymore.
Nope.
Something that I'm hoping I wasn't the only one that noticed was the fact that one of the bullies that was gonna mess Morty up after Morty took out the Queen bully was the fact that this guy is voiced by John DiMaggio. You know, Bender, Jake from Adventure Time. I love that guy. And then the Akira reference where he just goes total anime and just starts pooping on everybody. What did he grab from Rick's garage that made him float in the air? I know all the tech, the Meeseeks box, the grenades, the guns, all that stuff. Cool, I'm down with because Rick doesn't make any sense intellectually. But why did he get all powered up and just start floating around? And props to that cop for knowing who Akira is. Speaking of props, I'm definitely gonna give props to Roland for plugging his own game during Morty's trial. Priceless. Actually, not priceless. That game is definitely $29.99 on the PSN. Something that I definitely had to look up because this just seemed ridiculous, and I feel like my toy knowledge only goes back as far as Furbies and Cabbage Patch Kids. I did not know that a Boglin was a real toy, and it was created by Mattel, no less.
Over here, I'm a Boglin. Me and my buddies need a place to hide out. Come a little closer.
And then I'm just kind of wondering, why does Rick care about that toy? And then I remember, why does it matter? Rick probably has a bunch of nonsense collectibles that he loves. And speaking of nonsense, I can definitely say that it was hilarious when Rick only had the off-brand Meeseeks box left. In case anyone's wondering, Kirkland's is like when you can't buy Doritos Cool Ranch, so you walk a foot to the side in the aisle, and then you end up picking up El Chipo's Cold Ranchero chips. It's like that. Also, I like the red Meeseeks. But then they didn't even stop with the Akira references there. They kept going, and then he turns into this giant black mass monster thing, which I know it seems super anime, but in my head, all I could think about was that episode of Justice League where they fight the aliens that crash land in the desert. And I love that episode because it has the best scene with Batman ever.
Batman to all points. I could use some air support, since I can't fly at all.
I don't know. That's just me. I'm a nerd. I know that a lot of this is my mind just going off to branches that don't make any sense, but other than the references and the Easter eggs, my brain makes these weird associations with things. I'm pretty sure it happens to other people. And lastly, does anybody feel Morty's pain when he finds out that it was never supposed to be him and Jessica together? It just turns out that she wanted to work hospice and take care of people on their deathbeds. I kind of felt bad for Morty. And this scene really resonated with me.
Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little.
Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Let me know what you guys caught that I obviously didn't, because my eyes only work so good. I wear Coke bottles, man. Come on. I can't see everything. It's only 2019. Haha. Oh, my jokes are getting really bad. But seriously, let me know what you guys thought about the episode in the comment section below. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. And let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm gonna be covering more stuff about the CW shows and everything, I promise. 2019 has definitely been a kick in the butt for me. I will see you guys in the next video, and I'll probably see you more often this week because you guys are gonna be getting a lot more videos that are already done. And hopefully I don't delete them in a weird anxiety panic attack. Oh, that was personal. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.